Good evening, everyone. How you all doing tonight? How was y'all's day? I hope you all had a good day. I wanted to touch on some things tonight. I was just reading a post about somebody saying that she was sorry for posting, but that's who she supports, and she believes that he's good, and that's great. There's nothing wrong with posting or supporting anybody. It's your right. It's your right. You don't need to be sorry. You don't need to be sorry. It's your right. Let's see. I was talking to one of my friends up north, and I was telling them that we had gotten food boxes. And they asked, what kind of food boxes? And I said that we get, potatoes and a lot of nice things, a lot of good things. They also send our kids home or bring food boxes for our children also. And he said, oh, that's good. That's what we get too. We get food boxes too. And he said, our food boxes consist, and they're from a reservation as well, but their food boxes consist, and this is just something that could be explained to us, how the COVID money is spent, how it's distributed, how much goes to what, our children, what are our children getting from it? Because these people, their leaders, like, man, just listen, okay? They get 3 pounds of crab legs, 2 large bags of jumbo shrimp, biscuits, coleslaw, goodie bags for the kids. During each holiday, each child gets something. During Halloween, every child received, I believe, 2 pumpkins. I could be wrong, but each one at least got 1. And pumpkin kits to go with their pumpkin. A family of 4 got 8 Easter baskets for their children, and each one had a prize. Just some ideas here, and just some questions about what kind of funding we have so we could start doing things like this. 4th of July box was 2 racks of ribs, potatoes for potato salad, mashed potatoes, whatever, perishable gravy, barbecue sauce, salad, 4th of July, goodie bags for the kids, consisted of some sand toys, balls. Women got a gift bag with kitchen mitts. Men also got barbecue grill sets. These are just for the adults. The children get sent home with snack boxes. Man, their snack boxes are insane. One day, they did not like the idea of sending them the warm-up food that they had, so they made beans and fry bread and took it to all the children. And I thought that was crazy. But they did not care. They said it was, their children. So there's no limit there. There was no limit, they said, okay? Each household got $7,000 for a family of, I believe it's 3. I'm not too sure, it might be 4, and that was for Christmas. These people get a lot of things from their COVID. A lot. Their children are put first. I appreciate our food boxes, but do you all eat those frozen things in that box that come to our children? Because half of the time, the packages in my kids are broken and open. So they've already been open, I don't know how long. I'd just like to know that. I'd like to know how we disperse our COVID money. And I have that right to ask this. All of us do. It's a lot of money. right now, how they're cleaning the schools. We'd like to know that. How are our children being put first? What do you feel like our kids are not getting? I spoke with a very beautiful, bright young lady. The language in our school for our children. The saddest thing is that they feel, these high school children, that we are losing our culture. And to them, it really surprised me that they feel that way, that their culture is so important. And it should be. Our language, we're losing our language. We have a language program. Is it taught in every grade or enforced? You know, when we were put into boarding schools a long time ago, we were forced to only speak English. That's how we lost our language. So maybe we should try that. Only speak Apache. Bring that language back to our kids, to even myself. I'm still learning. We really need to focus on that. That would be really good, because these are from like actual high school students. These are their input, with the things they would like to see. So, let's see what else I have to talk about. Back to this 2 jobs. No more working 2 jobs. And just okay. So you can have 2 jobs, but Mrs. Roberta Frizzell, has 2 jobs. But today I asked her, because she came to my door, and I asked her, did you clock out? And I asked her, do you work 2 jobs? And she said, oh no, just during special events. How many of you get to go and just work during special events? Is it just like a contract? Are you on a contract? How does it work? Do you just get called in? Oh, we're going to have a concert tonight. How does that work? I was also asked about bingo. Why don't we have bingo for our elders? A lot of our elders love bingo. They talked about the old bingo hall, and they would like to see another bingo hall. Then I asked what happened to the old bingo hall. Well, who ran the bingo hall when it was open? Miss Harriet Aguilar, were you running the bingo hall? What happened to it? What happened to the bingo hall? We'd like to know what happened to that. We should talk about that maybe. Just a good question. Good question. I have another individual I want to bring up, but I think I need to wait and just see what else, because I hear there's more I need to know about. And then I also had an individual tonight message me, and he's trying to call me out, I guess. And my question, if he had really watched my feed and not just listened to hearsay, because it's literally out of my mouth, is you're the only one in that jail. How is that jail? Because I'm told that there is mold, serious mold, that these walls are never ever dry because there's just constant moisture and mold. And this is the pod that houses our elders. We have 1 female pod. I believe this is how it is, but if I'm wrong, please somebody correct me, because we need to know. We need to know, like, if this is accurate. If this is rumor, if this is fact, we need to know. These are all questions that I have a right to ask. Any of you have a right to ask. So we have 1 female pod. I'd like to know how that works. How does that work? let's see. We have 2 ICU units or medical units, I guess, in jail. One of our members goes in there quite a bit, and when he is out in the yard or in the shower, our other inmates are cleaning things off the wall, feces, everything, with no proper gear, just going in there and cleaning this and then going back into their pods. And I mentioned about all these people coming out with sores, and these are our people. You should really go and see where they're housed if you're going to put them there so long. Get that jail going. JOS, what's the holdup? I still don't know what JOS is. Now the big one. I really hope that I have my audience tonight. Mr. Aguilar, I'm still waiting on my response. You need to step down. You need to step down, Mr. Aguilar. I'm not sure why you counsel have not moved on this, on the paperwork you have in hand. What I'm saying are all just rumors that we need to know. They need to be, cleared up. These are serious, serious questions here. So not counting all of the stuff I talk about, but counting what you have in hand. How is he still our president? Your people need to know. People keep commenting, go to the center and tell them to their face. I would love to if they would let me. Why don't you tell them that? She's coming to the center so she can tell you to your face. Let her through. Tell them. These people you defend so much, tell them to let me go down there and talk to them. To let all of us go down there and talk to them. Let's use Frizzell's big lawn and have a general meeting. Where's our general meetings? You all are dealing with a lot of things and you're not updating us. All of you public officials held to such high standards and then don't like it when you're questioned. So today, Miss Roberta Frizzell came to my door, and I opened it for her. So they've been trying to serve me illegally, and it's still all illegal, but listen. So they were trying to serve me illegally, just sticking it with duct tape to my front door, a packet. These ridiculous people, the nerve of them to come stick it to my door. Don't you know your own rights? So tonight, listen, the Mescalero Apache Tribal Court. Did you hear that? My tribal court? My tribal court. Versus Tyner Cervantes and family petitioner versus Valeria. Oh, it's Valeria now. Espinosa. Cause number, I want y'all to look at that. Cause number DV 2021-0033. DR 2021-0039. That's very important. Those D's right there, those DB and DR, that's real important. Now listen to this. Ex parte temporary restraining order. You know, my mother went to court for a restraining order yesterday. She had valid reasons. This lady tore her fence apart, just decided she's just gonna damage my mother's property while in her drunken state. And her restraining order was not granted. Police report and all. The whole court just focused on me. Isn't that crazy? Okay. This matter having come before the Mescalero Apache Tribal Court on the petitioner's filed petition containing allegations of slander, libel, and violence, and concerning the above named person, and the court being duly advised, does hereby find: 1. The Mescalero Apache Court does have personal and subject matter jurisdiction over this party. Pursuant, they're using our code now. Pursuant to Mescalero Apache Tribal Code 2212311 and 321. Now you're going to put the code and try to use it? Judge Dahl, I hope you're listening. 2. Having concerning the petition, the court finds probable cause to believe that there is a need to assure the petitioner and his family must be free from postings on Facebook and any other social media, and from slander, libel, and violence. And there is good cause to issue an ex parte temporary restraining order until this matter is heard, with both parties present and having the opportunity to testify. I can't wait. I can't wait. Let's see how many of my rights are violated that day, because they're violated now. Now, therefore, be it adjudged, ordered, and decreed that an immediate temporary restraining order is issued by the court and following shall be enforced. You all listen to this, because they're violating my rights in every way, and in a little bit I'm going to explain how, because they need to understand how, because they sure don't get it. They're not understanding our code. You're in these positions saying you understand them. Temporary restraining order is issued by the court and following shall be enforced. 1. Respondent shall not and must not have any direct or indirect contact with the petitioner or his family members in any manner whatsoever. Tyner, you know I have no contact with you all. You hide from me. I try to go see you all in your meetings all the time. Every time I go pick up my dogs from you, you don't come out. Every time you want to give me a summons, do you come out? You want to ask me about my post, do you come to my house? No. No. I ask you to. I ask for you. For you. Respondent shall not and must not be within or go within 100 yards of the petitioner and his family. That's already done. Listen to his address. 123 Deer Trail. How nice of you. How nice you live there. I'm so glad. His workplace, even if off the reservation. Your workplace off the reservation. How many jobs do you got? And if you don't want me at your workplace, stop taking my dogs. It's the only time I ever go near you or anywhere close to you, and you stay inside that building. You don't ever come out to me. Children's school, the petitioner's home, or where the petition and or his family is staying. When would I go to the fish hatchery? Why? Why would I go to the fish hatchery? Give you a welcome gift maybe for your new home. Respondent shall not and must not sell, remove, hide, destroy, or damage any property belonging to the petitioner or his family. I'll try not to sell anything from you all. 4. Respondent is not to abuse, threaten, or intimidate or comment any violence against the petitioner or his family, either in person, in writing, by email, or by using a cell phone texting, or by using any social media, including Facebook or any other social media network. Okay, you all. I was served this today by Miss Roberta Frizzell this evening. And then I was also contacted by his family. Isn't that crazy? Already done saved and emailed. 5. Respondent is to cease and desist from any social media posting about the petitioner and his family immediately. That's my right. It is my right. I'm going to tell you why in a little bit. This matter is set Friday, April 30th at 10:30. 10:30, you all. Let's see how this goes. Apparently, I am just so violent that Mr. Cervantes is just in fear for his life. What are you so guilty about? Why are you in fear? What are you hiding, man? Because I've just asked simple questions that we have a right to know. A right to know. Numerous false, misleading information on social media page about me and my employment with the tribe. Prove it then. Prove that it is misleading. Prove that I am lying. I am fearful. This big man who wears that big vest that barely snaps around him. That big, big man. You've all seen him, big old cowboy hat. Big old vest, that, bulletproof vest that they found to fit him. Okay. Fearful for my safety as well as the safety of my family, as the harassment has increased. Answer your people. Answer your people. You put yourself in that position. You put yourself in that position to answer people. You went on social media and updated us. You put yourself there. Okay. Number one, this is not a domestic violence issue. Okay? It's just not a domestic violence issue. Let's read domestic violence in our code, because they don't. Judge Doll, are you listening? Because you sure don't understand it. You sure like to use DV for restraining orders, for everything. Why? Judge Doll, listen. Listen to our code, okay? Because I know you're not from here, but you're in our court. You need to know what our codes are saying. Are you our chief judge? Because you really need to know what these codes are saying. And you're misusing them. So listen. Section 27, domestic violence. 1027.1, domestic violence. The following offense, when committed against a household member, as defined at Section 312D, shall constitute the separate and distinct offense of domestic violence, stalking, assault and battery, criminal trespass, criminal damage to property, or any sex offense. Any person who commits domestic violence shall be deemed guilty of an offense upon conviction, therefore shall be sentenced to labor and imprisonment for a period not to exceed 250 days, or a fine not to exceed $750, or both, provided that he or she shall also be subject to an additional domestic violence sentencing provided in Chapter 9. Judge Dahl, can you answer how this is domestic violence? How or Nelva, this is your judge. You really need to be paying attention tonight, Nelva, because this is your judge. And this is you and your family that are violating my rights in this petition here. So I hope you're listening tonight. We'll read this one second. Tyner, you're a public figure. You went on social media. You went on social media and announced your big title to all of us. All of us. You made the big announcement, so we all know this great big title for you. We still don't know what it entails or what you do and what your past says. We'd like to see it. You need to show it. You need to show your background. You don't like all of this, then show your background. So because you put yourself in that public eye, Nelva, can you explain this to him, Nelva? He put himself there, so it's not slander. Do you understand that, Nelva? Can you understand that? Can you explain that to your brother? Man, y'all sure have some big titles. This COVID sure benefited for y'all. You were able to just give yourself another title. Because Tyner is a public official and put himself in that position. He put himself there. He did. They all announced it. This ex parte on this petition that is given to me is illegal. It is illegal. Nelva, explain this to your brother and your judge. It is illegal. I can't even understand. On this crazy petition that I got today, this lady had the nerve to sign it. How can you sign it? How can you sign this, Judge Dahl? How can you sign this? You all open your codes. Counsel, you too. Judge Dahl, Nelva, Tyner, Frizzell, all of you, Roberta. Just doing your civil duties, finally delivering mail. I don't know how many times I sit there and wait till 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock for my mail. Listen, 215, judicial conflict. No judge shall act in any case in which he has a different interest. Do you hear that, Judge Dahl? Pretty soon I'll reshare my conversation with this lady. And her just blatantly just telling me that she's violating my rights. And she's doing it now in this crazy petition she signed. She signed. 216, removal of judge. Any judge of the Mescalero Apache Tribal Court may be suspended or removed, or one caused upon the president's recommendation after notice and hearing held by the Tribal Council of the Mescalero Apache Tribe, by majority vote of the elected council members. You council members, you need to listen to what she's putting here, because this is illegal. How is she able to do this? How was she able to stop my mother's court hearing yesterday and discuss me? Me, in another hearing that had nothing to do with me. And then warn my mother after court that I better be there. Oh, here we go. This is kind of a lot to read, you all. But it's important. It's important that Judge Dahl hear this, Nelva, you council members. All of this that I just read, 215, 216, and here's 217, disqualification of a judge. A, whenever a party to any action proceeding, civil or criminal, shall make and file an affidavit that one judge of the judges before whom the action of proceeding is to be tried and heard cannot accord to the belief of the party making the affidavit preside over the action or proceeding with impartiality, that judge shall be disqualified and shall proceed no further. Remember, I'm going to share when this judge told me that I'm not going in my court because of my beliefs. I'll share it again with you all so you can hear it for yourself. This ridiculous lady, supposed to be educated. You better educate yourself in our codes if you're going to be sitting in my court. Another judge shall be designated for the trial of the cause by the chief judge. Such affidavit must be filed in criminal action or proceeding not later than 5 days after arraignment before the tribal court, and in civil action or proceedings no later than 5 days after answer has been filed by the opposing party. B, upon disqualification, the judge disqualified shall not discuss the case with any other judge. And at the time of the hearing, the disqualified judge shall not appear in the courtroom. My court hearing, this judge was recused, but yet sat in my courtroom. Judge Coneswa, am I lying? Because I was served that you would be my judge. Failure to disqualify a judge within the time period set forth above shall be deemed as consent of the party to have a judge hear the case. C. Whenever a judge presiding over a criminal or civil action determines that he cannot hear a case in an impartial manner, the judge shall disqualify himself. Wow, imagine if our judge did that. Imagine if she did what was right. Ever. After such disqualification by the presiding judge, the procedure set forth in subsection A shall be followed. So, Judge Dahl, Miss Roberta, you should really stop doing these things for them because you just delivered me an illegal document. But knowing your son, it doesn't surprise me because, you know, we're still waiting for his response as well. I'd also like to know why she's able to have 2 jobs. I'd like to know what happened to our bingo hall that our elderly would like back. But don't put Harriet there, I was told. Don't put Miss Harriet there. Judge Dahl, you need to learn your codes. Understand what domestic violence is. Understand that code. All of them. You're violating every one of my rights. All of them. You violated so many rights now. Nelva, how is she doing this? How is it okay for her to continue to violate our rights? Nelva, somebody ask her. You all counsel Gabe and Eddie, Nelva, Tyner, Frizzell, Sharon, all of you that I mentioned. Go down to those chambers. Invite me down so I can face you like all these people say. Invite me down. Let me in. Stop acting like I'm just carrying these big old army tanks. It's me and my phone. You can literally see me and my phone. What am I going to do to you? So Friday, I stand before this judge. Nelva's Judge Nelva, I hope you talk to her because she should be recused from all my cases. I'll share in a minute with you why, so you can be reminded why this crazy lady violated my rights that you put here. Judge, this educated judge, Judge Dahl, are you listening? You just like to tweak, maneuver my codes to benefit who? This educated judge. You should know very well that you can't use that code. You should know this. Address this personal matter to demand your appearance. You need to stop bending our laws. Stop bending our laws just because they're not getting their way. There are laws. They're clear as day. All of you people that just love to defend these crazy criminals. It's clear as day. It's clear as day right here. We put them there thinking they knew this, that they were going to uphold this, our Constitution, anything. No, they didn't. Judge Dahl, you need to stop violating my First Amendment right. Nelva and all of you that sit in those chambers need to get this judge out and stop allowing her to violate my rights. All these codes, 215, 216, 217, ABC, you all better read them. I also read to you all the domestic violence. You all better read them, because this lady is just bending our codes to benefit who? Abusing your power to benefit our administrators. Judge Dahl, you need to go. You shouldn't even be in that court. All of you that are so upset that I'm asking you these questions, why are you so upset? Why don't you just answer? Just prove it. Prove it. Tyner, prove to us that you're not a violent man. Prove to us that through the state of New Mexico you can carry a gun. Prove to us that you don't have several DWIs, that you never wrecked a pumper, that, what else? That you've never laid a hand on your father. Prove to us, because these are all serious allegations. Prove to us. We deserve to know what this man with this big title, who put himself on social media to update us on our COVID crisis. And then now he's upset because he's being questioned. It's my right. And I have said nothing slanderous. I have asked you questions you need to answer. The same with Mr. Aguilar. President Aguilar. I don't understand why you're still sitting there. But you're as well. This is your judge. You all can hire as many judges as you please. Oh my gosh. Who told you that you could go against our Constitution and change our codes? Nelva? So it'll be good to know on Friday how things go. Even now, because that thing says that if I violate that, then they'll issue a warrant for me. So who issues the warrant for them? Who issues the warrant for this? Because this judge on here, Nelva, this judge on here should not have signed this. Should not have anything to do with this case. This case shouldn't even be heard. Because, Tyner, you're a public official. So I'm so excited for Friday. I'm so excited. I would love to see who my judge is. Let's see how it goes, how fair it is. Let's see if my rights are going to be violated again and again and again and again. For these people who need to prove their background is good. They need to prove that they have a reason to be treating me like a criminal for a plant. I'm not a drunk that fights with my family, my mother, my father, nothing. I'm not a meth head, nothing. I smoke a plant that my doctor said I could smoke. But doctor, psychiatrist, Dahl, or Judge Dahl says, no, you can't. Doctor, psychiatrist Nelva says the same. Shame on you, council members, for not asking your people about something that affects all of them so drastically. I'll see you in your court Friday. Maybe sooner. Maybe I'll be arraigned Friday or Monday. Who knows what these illegal things can do, what they'll do, how they're going to use it against me. But I'm not going to stop until Mr. Aguilar leaves. You need to just go. If you don't want to go, then you should start answering us. Show us your background. show us about, oh, maybe you could educate our youth on what happens when you do, when you have a drug overdose. Let them know about how they save you with charcoal, pump you full of it to save your life. You should do that for our youth so that we don't lose any. Meth is everywhere here. Everywhere here. I just don't get how you all are okay with all of the things mentioned. But I guess if it just comes from a good president, we're just supposed to ignore it. Don't listen to any of his people. We'll talk a little bit more tomorrow about, what is it? Jaguars. All these people. Mr. Aguilar, you need to explain all these allegations. And if you all don't want to address me here, whatever, invite me down to your chambers so I can talk with you all. What are you afraid of? Have a general meeting. If you're afraid to have me in there with you all alone, have a general meeting so there can be a lot of us there and you're safe. So I don't go and, just start doing all kinds of crazy moves and just violently attack you. Judge Dahl, you better learn my code before you go signing your name on illegal documents. Nelva, the same with you. You better let your brother know that this is illegal. And you know it. You know it is. Miss Jessica Rodriguez's name came up again. Why is she not at fire rescue? Could somebody answer me that? Why this mother was let go because she didn't have child care for her child to do online school? Can somebody tell me why she didn't get to do that, but my assistant director gets, previous assistant director gets to do that? What's the difference? Jessica, can you tell us what your duties were, and if you did them, were you a good worker? Maybe we can see what's the difference between you and my previous assistant director, that you can't do online schooling with your kids, so we're just going to terminate you. But we're going to wait for this one. And we're going to allow her to, do her children's schooling, because it's important. It really is. Y'all need to understand how important it is, how important our children are. So, stay tuned, you all. Who knows? Who knows what else will happen tonight? Stand up. Speak up for your rights. Stop letting these people violate your rights. And if you don't like being called a criminal, then prove me wrong. If you don't like being called violent, prove me wrong, all of you. Tyner, Nelva, we'd like to know what you do there with your two titles. We have a right to know what you do there. You get a lot of money. A lot of money. There's so much money. You all need to explain to us. It's just crazy. Crazy. You all remember when you message me, call me out, whatever. I'll answer you truthfully. I have nothing to hide. I've asked numerous times to go before them, but these cowards don't want to answer me. And it's their job to. Read your codes tonight, guys. Counsel, you too, because you have some important papers that you were presented with. And they're just sitting there, and I don't understand why. Good night, you all.